What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi, and you guys are listening to 596, and I'm going old school. I'm just making sure that I got all my, making sure that I got all the mics and everything working. Okay, how the hell is everybody doing? I'm going old school solo. This is going to be the last one with this camera, because my good friend Bobby Kelly told me about this camera, showed me a camera that I have to get. So whenever I do anything alone anymore in this business, as far as shooting shit, it's going to be, I probably should have got all the lights figured out by now. Just trying to work this out, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, how the hell is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing great. Hope everybody was doing good in between shows. I know, no, I'm not doing coke. I have this piece of hair on my mustache is itching me. Somebody was like, you rub your nose a lot. I'm like, well, it's also the weather's changing. I get fucking allergies, and, you know, I don't do coke, guys. Okay, there you go. I don't do coke. If you ever see me rubbing here on a pod or doing some shit, I don't do coke. Anyway, I wanted to, got a lot of updates, guys. Got a lot of shit to tell you guys. We took a week off because of so much traveling. So that is why, let me make sure you guys could hear me good. We took a week off because there's so much traveling. So that's why we missed a week. I'm sorry about that. I do want to thank all of my guests that have been in studio in New York City, for the Virzi Effect. Everybody has been so much fucking fun to talk to, you know, my peers, fellow comedians. You guys seem to be loving them. The comments are amazing. The show has grown like 6 or 7 times. It always did pretty good audio wise, but with YouTube and everything. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for subscribing to the YouTube channel. That keeps growing. Everything keeps growing, and it is all and only because of you guys. So thank you so much. Plus, a lot of people like when I do this shit solo. A lot of people like, Virzi, come on, man. Come on, dude. Give us an old school solo one. So here you go. Me talking shit for a little while. I do have a lot of cool big announcements that I wanted to tell you guys. So please tell your friends. Let everybody know. Please get tickets because these shows are going to sell out. But I have some really cool announcements that I will say now at the top of the show, and then we will go and we will talk a little shit for a while. It's not going to be the longest show, but this is kind of like just an update, checking up with you guys, talking to you guys, and letting you guys know everything that's going on. And of course, during this, I'm getting a million texts right when I sit down. Of course. Oh, look, my wife, what's up? So anyway, what the hell is this? Never mind. I'm gonna do that when I'm done. It's not fair to you guys. Now, I made the announcement yesterday. I kind of made it on an Instagram live, but I wanted to let you guys know right at the top of this show about my next special. I'm not gonna lie, guys. When it came to my next special, it was between 3 cities. It was between Denver, Colorado, Tampa Bay, Florida, and Chicago. And a lot of consideration, venue consideration, timing, scheduling. You got to book things around sports in some of these towns because teams get into the playoffs. I mean, when you book some shit, just so you guys know, when you book some shit, you know, you got to really plan for that, because the last thing you want to do is have a venue and be like, oh, yeah, you're in fucking Tampa. Yeah, well, they're in the Super Bowl or they're in the playoffs. And that night, that's a rough, you don't want that shit. Okay. But I chose Chicago because I know they weren't going to be in the Super Bowl. No, I'm kidding. I chose Chicago, guys. And the reason I chose Chicago is, quite frankly, I'm just going to be honest. Chicago has been so fucking good to me. Chicago has been so good to me. When I did Zanies this year, we had 5 sellouts. All 5 shows sold out. The shows were incredible. The fans were incredible. I think the people in Chicago are really, truly great people, great senses of humor, and such a great comedy market and such great comedy fans. So that's That's what I decided to do. I will be at the Den Theater. I will be at the Den February 24th, shooting my next special. 2 shows, 7:30 and 9 something. I don't know. I should probably know that, but yes, it will be February 24th for 2 shows. Tickets are available at the Den, available right now. And I believe at paulvirzi.com. If they're not, they'll be on my site ASAP. But you can go to the Den Theater's website, get the tickets. February 24th, I will be taping that night my next special. I cannot wait to do so. Like I said, I love that city, and I'm sure Chicago is going to be amazing in the middle of winter, in February 24th. So there you go, guys. Chicago, get in there, man. And yeah, I chose you guys for a reason. So prove me right. But that's February 24th. And also, guys, I do want to thank everybody who bought tickets for my New Year's Eve show, December 31st, the Gramercy Theater. I believe it's like halfway full right now, or halfway empty, however you want to say. And it's going to sell out. We didn't even do promo on radio and all that stuff yet. Just a couple of podcasts. But if you are in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, tri-state area, or if you want to do something really cool for New Year's Eve, come to New York City. Okay. It's a great time of year. It really is. All the Christmas decorations will still be up. All right. I think the tree is still there. And it's an 8:00 show at the Gramercy Theater. So if you wanted to do something else later, you can go out. Here's what you could do. You could go out. You could go to dinner. You could have some drinks. Come see a show, a 90-minute comedy show. I'm going to have special guests. You can do that, right? Then you're done by 9:30 at night. So you could either go back to your hotel, hang out, watch the ball drop, get some drinks. You can go to that party you were going to go to, watch the ball drop. You could actually do both. Or you go, you watch a show at 8:00. You're done at 9:30, 10. You get back home. You're in bed under the covers by 11 with champagne in your hand. You already did something fun for the night. You watch the ball drop. You go to sleep. Boom, you get the best of both worlds. New York City and home doing nothing. There you go. So get those tickets. I can promise you it's going to be a great time. It's my first time in New York City on New Year's Eve. I usually sit home and do nothing. But I said to myself, you know what? Let's do something fun. Let's go to the Gramercy. All the fans that came out to see me at Gotham at the beginning of the year, the hour has changed and gotten better since then. So it's going to be a great time. So get that. And all other shows coming up, guys. I got Point Pleasant in late January. I'm sorry, late January. I got Point Pleasant. Uncle Vinny's never been there before. And also I'm going to be at Mohegan Sun. I'm going to be at the Comedy Club at Mohegan Sun in late January. And all tickets are at paulvirzi.com. Thank you guys for watching The Virzi Effect, listening to The Virzi Effect. Please rate and review the show. And there you go. So that was what I wanted to say. Thank you. This has been episode 5. No, I'm kidding. Thank you guys for tuning in to The Virzi Effect. I want to thank all of my sponsors. I want to thank the BetMGM sponsor. Me and Bill Burr are doing the BetMGM football picks. You could check that out. Go to the code. Go to BetMGM app. Download the app. You put in as little as $10. You get $200 in bets, regardless of the outcome of your first bet. Okay. Use bonus code BURR, BURR 200. Okay. That's very easy. It's much easier than any other code, BURR 200. We're not putting Virzi in there. We're not throwing Z's in there. That's it. Just go there, use it. We do Monday night specials. We do all that. You could check that out. All my other great sponsors. Caldera Lab for the skin. Look at the skin I got. There you go. So all that shit. What else do we have? What else? I don't know. Well, there's no sponsors today. So no reads today, everybody. No reads today. Anyway, you want to hear something funny? My wife said this. My wife was talking to me about prices of things. She's talking about how the prices of things are crazy in today's world. And I was like, well, also the fact that, we're on the brink of World War III and, their aliens are here. People are seeing UFOs. I think they said they just found a Bigfoot. All the conspiracies are coming true. But yeah, let's talk about inflation. No, things are pretty. I swear to God. I swear to God, if I get another text right when I started doing the Virzi effect, my phone just keeps blowing up, and I'm really fucking angry about it right now. That's my bone to pick. Also, check out Bone to Pick with me and Bobby Kelly. You got to check that out as well. But here's what I want to talk about on the show. What I want to talk about on the show today, this Virzi effect. How much longer do I have? All right. What I wanted to, I mean, it's, hold on a second. I got it. You guys won't feel a thing. This is fucking nuts, man. All right. You guys didn't feel a thing. I took a break. Was it a minute? Was it 2 minutes? No, it was actually, to be honest with you, it was about 2 minutes. Because the phone kept blowing up, of course, because I'm trying to fucking do something. Why won't that happen? Dude, I wanted to talk about this on the show. Okay, there's no unacceptables or bone to picks. You guys can check that out when me and Bobby do that show. Check out Bone to Pick, by the way. Check out the Bone to Pick Patreon as well. It's doing well. Subscribe to all the YouTube channels, guys. The Virzi, my YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button. Same thing, Bone to Pick. Anything better, all that stuff. And I said Virzi effect, right? But dude, I got to tell you something. The shit that I'm seeing out right now is so. I'm just worried about my kids seeing the shit that I'm seeing. I'm not even kidding around because I'm getting like desensitized to just awful shit. Forget, like, I do like watching people melt down at protests and rallies. I'm doing a joke about that. People just melting down, and adults screaming at the sky and crying and yelling and screaming and all that stuff. Like, that just makes me laugh to just see how mentally ill people act. I mean, these people are mentally ill. When you see somebody screaming like, ah, like these people are sick. They're mentally sick. They should be in a fucking institution. But I don't mind that because I just laugh at it. I'm like, oh, look at this lunatic. It's like almost like watching National Geographic where you watch like a wild cat jump on something. It's the same thing when I just see somebody with like purple hair screaming at the sky or like rolling around or crying on a college campus. I'm just like, wow, that person needs to be, that person, there's something really wrong. And I kind of just get a kick out of it. It's amusing. It's like, oh, you watch the train wreck. It's entertaining, whatever. You just kind of like looking at something going, wow, that's wild. That's not what I'm talking about. The shit that I'm seeing that I'm getting desensitized to, that's really kind of scary and kind of fucked up, is the violence. Like, I'm not going to lie, and I don't want to make anybody upset here. But the next thing I'm going to talk about might make some people upset. So you could fast forward or whatever. I'm just giving fair warning here. But man, like, I just watched a surveillance camera pick up 2 murders. A father and a son were just shot dead. And then apparently the cops got the guy at a traffic stop the next day and ended up shooting him. But like, seeing somebody get shot in cold blood and then having a gun go up to their head and to finish the job. And I actually watched that on my phone. And I remember I was like at my dinner table and I saw that. And I just put my phone down and I just put my hands over my face and I didn't even know what to do. I'm going like, that's like cold blood murder just on your phone that you're seeing. And it's like, how about like shutting that shit down? Okay. People are getting canceled and people are getting red flagged. Okay. And people are getting, shadow banned and all these different things for saying things that they think either socially or politically with their opinion. Okay. People are getting like red flagged for just saying what they feel about an opinion politically. And if it doesn't line up with what that platform's guidelines of whatever are, they get shadow banned. Yet I can scroll down and watch a surveillance camera and watch somebody get their fucking brains blown out and watch them get executed with their child. And I could just scroll through that and like, that's okay. It's like, isn't something wrong with that? Isn't something wrong with when you talk against what the establishment wants or what people want? They get, a politician can get their account shut down by saying something because they'll say it's hate speech, okay? Because they don't agree with something, or they're saying something, or people will get red flagged if they say there's a conspiracy, and people are like, well, we don't know if it's a conspiracy. You can't say that, okay? But yet I could watch murder. I could just watch murders. That's a problem for me. My children scroll through the phone and shit. It's a comedy podcast, everybody. Everybody laughing? No, I mean, to me, this is a real problem that you can see people getting beaten to death. You could see people, you scroll through. Like, how is it not a red flag? How is it okay? And they keep like showing things that are like glorifying fighting and violence. That's something that I noticed. Even these football game things, even these football game videos of people in the upper deck or people in the stands, and somebody's got a Cowboy jersey and somebody's got a Raider jersey, and then you see somebody get punched, and okay, like a couple to, oh, it's a fight, but it's like now it's almost becoming like, knowing cameras are there, knowing people have phones there. Oh, someone's about to get punched in the face. There's about to be a big thing. Everybody knows it's going to be all over the internet. So I'm going to be the one to punch first. How about red flag and that shit? How about not allowing that? They don't allow cameras on the field when somebody jumps into the field, right? When somebody jumps out of the stands onto the field, you notice how they don't allow cameras. They don't want people to see that because what? They don't want to glorify that. They don't want to show that guy is a hero. All right. So they don't do it. Sometimes you'll see the players watching and you know that it's happening, but they don't show it because they don't want to show it. But yet they'll, people are allowed to post. Now, listen, it's their video because it's on their phone. I get that. But how about the platform going, nah, violence, not going to show it. Not going to show it. We're not going to do that. Or that's something that now your account's going to get blocked for putting that shit on there. So it's kind of weird to me. That's the thing. It's weird to me that if somebody says something about aliens, they're or I did this, I did that, there's always like this, I don't know, is it true? I don't know. Let's red flag this. Let's see. Somebody says something about politics. Somebody says something about, anything going on, a political matter that, oh, they blocked me. Sorry. They suspended me. Oh, I said this. I said something about an election. Oh, they blocked me. They said that. But I could just go and watch murder and fights and beatings and all kinds of like horrible, horrible shit like that, man. It's really like what's accepted today is so fucked up, man. And I know I sound like an older dude, but I was saying this on stage the other night. Like, the way back in the day, people would be like, man, shit's crazy. The world is crazy. And it really wasn't crazy. It wasn't crazy. Now the shit is crazy. And I know people are going, we live in the best times. Back in the day, those people annoy me too. Those people annoy me too. Like I said to a buddy who I love. And I just go, man, times are fucking really like, this is what's going on in the world is nuts, raising kids in this. And this individual goes, oh, come on, man. Like, this is the best it's ever been. And like back in the day, you couldn't vote. People get stoned to death in the 1700s. I'm like, yeah, well, it's not the 1700s. Okay. It's not the 1500s. I'm not talking about that. I know it's great that we could go to the supermarket. And I know that America is still the best country in the world. I understand that. People always go, this is the best country. I understand that America is the best country. I understand that we have freedoms other countries don't have. I understand all that shit, dude. I get it. Of course, I get it. I tell dick jokes in strip malls and I make a good living. I go on stage, I make fun of everybody. I know I get to get on a podcast and talk some shit and get sponsors. I get to I get to talk sports on podcast. I know life can be great. And if you create something, it can be great in this country. And I know we're not getting stoned to death. I get that. And I know some places you talk against the government, your family gets executed or whatever. I understand that. But what I'm saying is we're at a point now where you could remember when we're at a point now where like you could see horrible, horrible things and it's like becoming the norm. And it's not okay for young people to see that. It's not okay for young minds to see that shit. Honestly, it's really like to have somebody. I remember when I was a little kid, my brother and we saw that Faces of Death VHS tape. You remember Faces of Death? And if you don't watch it, because it really took an innocence from me. I'm not joking around. It took something from me. It's the same thing that they say happens when you watch porn. It takes something, it takes a little bit away from you, man, away from your innocence, away from you, because you shouldn't see things like that. Honestly, like you shouldn't see a woman with like dicks everywhere and like, you kind of shouldn't. I mean, listen, sometimes it's a fun watch. I mean, not with them, you can't do the multiple dicks, but it's a fun watch. I get it. People have sexual things. I get that, but you shouldn't see it. And this Faces of Death thing, I was young. My brother was like, I don't know if I was 11, 12. Do we watch this thing, man? And it was real people dying and real death caught on video. And it did something to me, man. It really was. I was hoping it was fake. I was hoping it was, because when you see that, now it messes you up. Now, some people have this argument of, well, no, it's good to see the horrible things. I'm like, yeah, but it's also good to not see that. It's also good to know that there's a little more humanity out there. We could do a little better. So look, I don't mind watching somebody fall. I don't mind watching a video of somebody falls in a lake when they swing a golf club. I don't mind watching a video where somebody, like, some of them are funny. Somebody falls and they shit their pants. Like, that's fucking funny. If you fall and then shit your pants, that is comedy. Okay. So all of those things I get and I understand. I'm saying, like, I don't want to see somebody get shot in the head. I don't want to see 15 people beating and kicking somebody and then underneath say, oh, this happened today I don't mind watching an adult break down and cry after an election, scream at the sky, throw a shoe through a TV because they can't believe the person they voted for didn't make it. That's comedy to me too. But can we stop showing this shit to kids? Can we stop showing this shit to anybody? I watched a man get shot to death and then watched the guy go over to him with the gun and shoot him in the head to make sure he was dead. I watched that at my dinner table, and I couldn't, it was like, it fucked me up, man. I couldn't sleep. Not to mention the guy's son laying bleeding out next to him because he shot and killed the guy's 27-year-old son too. I mean, I don't need to see that shit. So yeah, I mean, look, I don't know why I'm talking about this on a comedy on my next solo podcast. You guys are probably like, fuck, Virzi, can we get these guests back? Yo, Paul, can we get back in the studio, get these guests back in there? No, man, I'm serious. I'm really serious. Like, I miss the innocence of kind of, all this shit going on. It makes me want to watch Full House. By the way, speaking of Full House and sitcoms, R.I.P. Matthew Perry. Really, really sad, man. 54 years old. You hate to hear something like that with somebody who has struggled with things. I don't know the situation, what happened. So I don't want to speak on that. It's not my business to speak on that. And I truly don't know or have any information, but I just know that a 54-year-old talented person lost their life, and it's a very sad thing. I know he touched millions and millions of people. He was on one of the biggest shows ever. He was great on that show. So R.I.P. to Matthew Perry and his family and followers and all that stuff. Really, really sad stuff. And I hated to see that. And then all of a sudden they start playing the Friends song and they do a montage and you're sitting there crying. All positive stuff online. All positive. You know what I watch, guys? I watch dogs. I watch people coming home with puppies. I watch the dogs watching their owner come home after not seeing them for 3 years. That's the shit I watch. I watch people fall down. I watch golf clips. I like watching shit like that. I saw one of the funniest videos ever. A lady was sitting on a plastic chair two of the back legs of the plastic chair snapped. She fell down. And then after she fell down, she let out this long fart. It was like a long, slow motion fart that, like, I don't even know how it was possible. And it's incredibly hard not to laugh at something like that. Those are the things that I want to see. Farts, falling, dog, sports bloopers, all that stuff. Let's leave the other stuff away. But you'll get shot. But I would be crucified if I came on here and said something that wasn't a mainstream political view. If I went the other way, they would be red flag. Oh, what's he talking about? He's fucking nuts. It's a little backwards right now. It's definitely, you know, a little backwards. I can't even begin to get into this Israeli-Palestine thing because that's the other thing, man. Seeing this shit going on in the streets, it's just, you know, and I love how people who have really no knowledge of what's going on just talk shit about it. It's like, let's just hope and pray people stop dying. How about that? Let's just hope and pray that these fucking crazy terrorist groups stop. Innocent people stop getting killed. Let's just hope for the best for people instead of, like, you know, talking shit like, you know, everything that's going. It's just so fucking, it's just not. Is anything worse? Okay. Is anything worse than a fucking 20-year-old college student on a campus going in front of a camera, not having any facts or knowing everything, just yelling and screaming and protesting when you know that they clearly have no fucking idea what they're talking about? Is anything worse than that? Oh, you know what? I'm fucking fired up, everybody. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of these stupid fucking people. I'm tired of nasty shit going on. I want it to go back to fucking just everything being better. When was that? When was everything better? I feel like the last years are just like, God, this is the first time in my life I'm like, dude, should I get a house in Wyoming or Montana? Seriously, should I just go get a cabin somewhere? Get a cabin somewhere where there's a stream out in the front yard. Just get a couple dogs out there, you know, live real cheap and just live that simple middle of nowhere, mountains all around. That might be coming for me, man. I'm not even joking. Think about how nice that would be. Like, back in the day, you would think of that and think it was a nightmare. You'd be like, oh, I got to be by the action. I got to be where things are. Now you look and you see where the action and things are. You're like, fuck that shit. I want nothing to do with that. I want nothing to do with cities. I want nothing to do with subways. I want nothing to do with mass amounts of people that close to me. Fuck that. I want open air. Nobody around. Okay, nothing. The only thing I got to worry about is if a fucking bear is going to come up to my property and I'll pull out a shotgun and kill that fucker if he comes after me and my family. That's all I want to worry about in life. Do I have enough fishing lures? Is there a nice golf course around? What's the weather going to be like? That's what the shit that I want to worry about. I am ready to be an old man, everybody. That's it. Dude, I got to talk about that on stage. I am ready to be an old man. And I'm not talking middle-aged old man. I'm talking, you know, mid-70s, going to bingo night, getting ready to be set up in a home where I get like poker on Thursdays, Jello, I'm telling you, man, just like my whole wardrobe is just different color sweatpants and sweatshirts. That wouldn't be that much different. It wouldn't be much different from my wardrobe now. Watching, watching game shows during the day, getting ready for bed 6:30. Got to tell you something, man. That would be pretty awesome. But I just wish for the best. I just hope for the best for people. And that's all, man. You know, I just really wish for the best. I hope for the best for people. And I wish people weren't seeing all this horrible shit. And I wish, more importantly, guys, this really comes down to my kids and your kids. I just wish that, you know, I just wish that it wasn't like that. You know, as good as the internet is, technology wise, and as good as it's given us opportunities to learn things fast and to be able to Google things and be able to, you know, have all the benefits of internet, you also get the bad shit with it, you know. Somebody mentioned a payphone yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, a payphone. Remember that? Remember a fucking payphone? You know, you go in, you call somebody, that's it. Now it's like everything is just right there on your phone. I guess it's good and bad. Emergency now, you could probably having a phone probably saved lives with the timing, as opposed to having to get to a phone. But you're also going to watch somebody, you know, get a rock thrown through their face. What can you do? I know this was not a funny podcast. I know that this was me bitching a little bit, but it's just how I feel. I wanted to vent. I was doing a solo. This was on my mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you came and you were like, but this is what it was when I was solo before, just talking shit. But I got a lot of good stuff coming, guys. I got a lot of funny stuff. The new hour is going incredible, and I really, really am excited for you guys to see it. I'm excited for you guys to be in the building in Chicago. I'm excited for you guys to be in the building, New York City, New Year's Eve. We got some really funny stuff. Oh, shout out to Craig Carton and the Willie Colon Foundation, who came out to Gotham Comedy Club. Or actually, I shouldn't say came out to Gotham Comedy Club. They invited me to perform at the Willie Colon Foundation. And I got to perform in front of like CC Sabathia, Bart Scott, Nick Mangold, Willie Colon, all these athletes and their wives, and Craig Carton and his family from the Craig Carton Show on Fox. It was amazing, guys. So, you know, I really can't wait to see you guys at the shows. This was a quick updated podcast, guys. A quick little update, let you know I'll be back in studio next week with a guest. I just wanted to come on here, give you guys updates, and more importantly, thank you all who've come out all over the country, all over these cities. I've done every major city except I think like 5 or something nuts this whole year, to come out and to see me perform and to see the new hour. You guys are the reason my special was watched on Netflix. Thank you so much. Nocturnal Emission still streaming right now. All of the growth that I've had in my career and everything that is going on in my career is truly because of everybody that's listening to me right now, listening to these words right now. And I love you guys, man. And my family and I could not thank you enough. And I just want to let you know how much that myself and my family appreciate it. And that's why, man, I'm going to tell you what, though, I'm getting better and fucking better. And what are you talking shit? Yeah, I'm talking shit. I'm getting better and better. Come and see me live. I don't think many people put on the live show that I'm putting on right now. And that's being told to me by staff and bookers and a lot of people and audience that see comedy. And I'm not saying that arrogantly. I just know that I'm in a free, really great place right now. And I'm having such a great time right now. And I hope you guys come out to the show to see everything. Come out to the special. It's going to be a lot of fun. PaulVirzi.com has all of the dates. Check out Bone to Pick with Bobby Kelly. Of course, anything better, me and Bill Burr are picking football games. The Virzi Effect will be back in studio. All right. Stay away from the violence. Keep your kids away from the shit. Stay away from these cities until these fucking politicians and people in these major cities do the right thing and make it safe and make you actually want to go with your family down to fucking a major city and enjoy the city. Instead of listening, no, it's not that bad. Come down. It's getting better. Yeah. Is it getting better? There was fucking 1,500 people lying in the street acting like they were dead in a protest. Yeah. That's what I want my kids to walk past. I want to take my kid to Madison Square Garden to watch the Knicks, not to watch a fucking lunatic do a demonstration like he's going to be. I mean, it's too much. Giants season. Giants should be fucking 500. They should be 4-4. They got fucked by the Buffalo Bills. All right. They got fucked by the by the officials at the Buffalo Bills. And then they gave the game to the Jets, completely dominated the game on defense. And then, I mean, Graham Gano, you can't miss a fucking 30-yard field goal to ice to end a game. I mean, what are we doing? What the fuck are the Giants doing here? Seriously, we should have beat Buffalo in that game. Okay? The fuck is this? We should have beat Buffalo in that game. Darren Waller's arm was held down. I know you're going to say, oh, Paul, boo-hoo, coulda, woulda, shoulda. No. It's not coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's the wrong thing happened. You got fucked. And it keeps happening in the NFL. Not to the Chiefs, of course. Of course, not to the Chiefs. You know? But whatever. That's a story for another day. We'll talk about that on anything better. That's a story for another day. But the New York Giants go in there. Darren Waller's arm is held. They didn't want to call the flag 2 times in a row. That's what it was. That's really what it was, because they called a pass interference call in the Buffalo game, if you remember. No time on the clock. They put us on the 1 yard line, 4th and goal from the 1. And they didn't want to call it again. And the second one was even worse. They held his arm down. He should have gotten the ball. He should have caught the ball. It was pass interference. Waller would have caught that ball over that guy's head 100%. We should have won the game. Okay. We lose. Okay, fine. Then you go into the Jets, and this one is more on us. I can't blame anybody. I mean, look, your kicker misses 2 field goals. He's one of the best kickers in the league. He gets down there, 4th and 1. I mean, I guess hindsight's 2020. I mean, it's 4th and 1. If you get the 1 yard, the game's over. They could have done a little tush push, maybe end the game right there. That's all. There was 29 seconds left. If we get 1 yard, the game's a wrap. But also Graham Gano needs to kick a 30-yard field goal, a 30-yard field goal to end a game against a rival like that. And he missed it. And when he missed it and we went to overtime, I knew we were fucked. But the Giants defense the last 3 weeks has been so fucking good that we should have won those games. I know I sound like a fucking asshole, and I'll stop talking. I love you guys. This has been a quick Virzi Effect update for this week. This will be out there. If you want me to do more of these, let me know. If you want me in the studio more, let me know, but I'm going to have more guests. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. This has been the Virzi Effect. I will talk to you guys next week with a guest in studio. We'll have a quick turnaround. Take care.